Hey there, everyone. Welcome to episode 926 of the Mike from Maine show, the place where we do daily interviews with successful online entrepreneurs. This is your host, Mike Thomas, and today on the show, we have Todd Gross on, and we're going to be talking about a cloud-based app that will allow you to create stunning images using the power of vector technology. Now, we're going to discuss exactly what that is and why it's so important for your marketing. Let's get into it. Here's Todd. We are here today with Todd Gross. Todd, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Mike from Maine. How you doing?
I'm good. I got my daily dose of talking about weather with Todd Gross, so I'm happy. I'm ready to go. Todd, I'm going to bring us right into this. I'm going to read off the headline and let you bring us into the software we're going to talk about today. It says here, fire your designer, never pay for ugly graphics ever again. New cloud technology app lets you create unlimited stunning designs using revolutionary vector technology. So some stuff here I don't understand. Vector technology. What's going on here, Todd? Bring us in.
Well, those that are used to doing graphic editing know that there's basically two ways to do it. One is through something like Adobe Photoshop, and the other is through Adobe Illustrator. And those are actually completely different outputs. One is based on vectors, which is Illustrator, and PaintShop is based on pixels. And the reason why you'd want to do graphic editing with vectors is because you could expand the images to virtually any size. So they're print ready. You could do flyers, you could do business cards, you could do billboards if you want. You could make it the size of the moon if you wanted, because it's all mathematically based when you output the image. So that's basically the difference. But the reason why you haven't heard about this too much before is because usually when you're dealing with something that's sophisticated like this, it's complicated to use and it's expensive, such as Adobe Illustrator. And our programmers managed to make this not only easy, but it's like the easiest graphic editor that I've seen. And a lot of folks have some graphic editors out there, and this one is even easier than usual, even though it's dealing with vectors. So that's what's exciting about this, is that you can export these SVG images based on vectors, not just pixels.
Now, Todd, I know that you and myself, we're not great when it comes to using technology like Photoshop. I'm horrible with Photoshop. I'm assuming that you're horrible as well. You're the video guy.
I play with it, I play with it. And that's why I was so pleased when, like you'll see, I haven't used Designo Pro, which is the name of the product. I haven't used it in about a week. I did make some graphics last week with it. I was just playing around. We have 60 beta testers that are actually improving it. And a lot of them are very sophisticated graphic editor people. But you could see when I show you in a few moments when I'm on the inside that it's so intuitive that you could just pick up anywhere. And we have a lot of templates on the inside that you could just alter rather than trying to do things from scratch. So yeah, we made it easy because a lot of folks like me and you, we kind of bumble around with these things. We play with the software and we're kind of able to kind of use it. But this is much more of something where you can really do a lot with it because it's so easy.
Now, you talked earlier about being able to enlarge these images to billboard size and whatnot. That's great and all, but I'm not sure how many people watching are going to want to make billboards. However, I know that there are a lot of video marketers out there, people like yourself that are creating videos on a daily basis. How is this going to help people doing video? Is it going to be good for people doing social marketing, Facebook, etc.?
Yes, it will for all those things, but video in particular, which of course is my specialty, I was so excited when this came along because I realized you can output PNG files or SVG files. Now, SVG files are what video software, the whiteboard sketch software uses. And when I say whiteboard sketch, I'm talking about programs like Explaindio and Easy Sketch Pro. So I went back to the programming team and I got a lot of people involved who had Easy Sketch Pro because I knew that that was finicky software in terms of what it imports. And I said, hey, can you make this output in Easy Sketch Pro format, not just SVG, because regular SVGs don't work. So what we're able to do is not only Explaindio, which just took the SVG files like that and drew them out, with that hand sketching that we love to see. But now we've got an actual conversion. So we have also ESP formatted SVG files that can be output. So you could actually import the files right into Easy Sketch Pro as well. Now, the reason you'd want to do this is because those people that have that software that have been making these whiteboard sketch softwares work for them for so long have been stuck with whatever image that they had. They couldn't resize the images very easily. They couldn't alter the images, customize the images, and then bring them into Easy Sketch Pro or into Explaindio. You just had to live with the images that you were able to find or that you were given. Now you can actually alter the images, play with them, customize them, and then bring the images into your video software, and they'll still draw out and look really good. So I was very excited that we had that connection so you could bring it into that kind of video software. And you could use the images in general for your videos, whether you're using Camtasia or anything else, that's going to work as well. But what this is primarily originally based on is for people who have really physical things to send out, like flyers, business cards, banners. And I'm not talking about banners on top of a website. I'm talking about banners on top of a business, like an offline business. You'll actually be able to create stuff for businesses that need this done, or you could just bring these files to a print shop and say, I'd like this to be printed. And it will be print ready. It will be high quality, not like what happens when you bring the pixel-based images into the print shop and ask to be printed. It usually loses a lot of quality.
If you try to print one of those things, it might look nice on your computer, but then it ends up looking like crap on when you print it out. And you're like, what just happened here? This looked really nice, but now it looks horrible. I can't do anything with this.
That's the main point of the software, yes.
Todd, bring us under the hood. This is definitely one of those things that we need to see to understand.
Okay, well, I haven't used it in about a week, so I'm a little rusty. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen in just a moment. And I'm going to show you the inside because it's just so easy. It's a joy just to show it, even when I'm a little rusty on it. So I'm going to share the screen. And the first thing you would want to do when you're starting is select a category. Now, notice that our templates go through Facebook posts, it goes through Twitter covers, offline banners. You see me on the lower right there. I'm just scrolling up different things that you could make. Web elements, call outs, buy now buttons as an example, logos, YouTube covers. I guess let's take a look at YouTube covers. I haven't looked at this one yet. And you could pick, like the YouTube covers that you have on your YouTube channel. And you could just use this and then alter it. So I'm just going to pick one offhand. Again, I've never done this before. Keep in mind that I'm doing this without the instructions. I've never done YouTube covers before. So let's do this one.
I always love it when there are templates, Todd, because I'm not very creative when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Okay, so I don't like the colors. So this is one vector-based graphic here, so I'm going to change the color to a purple. How did I do that? I just clicked on it, and then I went to the lower right, and I picked the popular color scheme. It's also a way that you can choose, as I mentioned before, many different other colors, just an infinite array of colors. So I'm choosing that again. And then this light blue, it's not bold enough for me. I'm going to make it a dark blue by clicking that right there. And then to change the text in this case, we're just going to double-click on it, and then write my YouTube channel. And as you can see, it's not centered, and this could just be moved over very easily. It could be enlarged, or it could be twisted around so that it's, at a different angle. It's very intuitive. You can see that you could enlarge it in both the X and the Y axis. And then details go here. I'm not thrilled with the color of that. I think we could change the color of that as well by highlighting it and doing yellow. See what I did? I just went to the lower right and I clicked yellow. And again, almost everything in this wonderful graphics editor is easy to pick up like that. I mean, it's really very, very intuitive. But there's training as well for just about anything that you run into right here on the upper left where it says training videos. And then when you share, you could share to Facebook, The projects themselves can be exported as a PNG file, or as I explained before, also an SVG file, which would be something that you would put into, let's say, Explaindio, or an SVG for Easy Sketch Pro, which was purely my conception. I went to the programmers and I said, you've got to give us that option because so many people have that piece of software. So that's why we did that as well. Now, I do have here a demo of importing it into Explaindio through the SVG. This was the SVG there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out this, and I'm going to bring in my demo. And I'm going to play this and hold the microphone next to the speaker so you could just... Actually, there is nothing the microphone isn't needed because it's silent. Okay. But I just want you to watch. What we're going to do here is we're going to take a character in Designo Pro, our software. Then we're going to manipulate it a little bit, and then we're going to import it into Explaindio and use it there. Okay, so this is first logging in. Now I'm going to actually play this very short video. Watch. So what's happening here is we're selecting a character that you would get. It's from the cartoons section. Now we're going to take that character and actually change it. And we're going to export it as an SVG file. We're calling it girl, so it's going to be girl.svg. And there she is on the desktop right there.
Now he's zipping it.
Yeah, I see that. Now we're importing. We're actually in Explaindio right now. He imported it as a zip file, I see.
Oh, there we go, right there.
Girl is there. But watch now as it actually sketches it out. I think he's going to hit that. Yeah, see this right here? How it sketches it out correctly. And that's what was impressive, that it can maintain that actual sketch rather than just import the file.
And you can't do that with other just graphics. I mean, you have to have the right file and everything in order to make it work with these kind of softwares.
Right, that's right. It has to be an SVG that's compatible with that software. So that was really good news. Let's just take a look once more at some. I'm just curious, so that's why I'm doing it. I wanted to look at some more templates if I could find
just so you guys know, I mean, Todd's obviously not the developer behind this. He's more the marketing face on this product. But I think it's actually interesting to see someone who isn't super technical actually using it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Mike, I'm glad you brought that up. I am the typical marketer out there. In terms of my using products, I ask for things from the developers for marketers, and marketers that are not necessarily very technical prone. So almost every product that you see coming out, I approach that product in a similar fashion to what a normal marketer would approach that product. That is, with only some knowledge of these various different software pieces. So whatever is coming out, I'm just like you, basically. And when I, start to use the products that I'm developing because I'm asking the developers for them, I become more comfortable with it. I then realize the positives, the negatives. But then we throw on beta testers. And the beta testers then take over, and they improve the product even more. And by the time it's for me to actually look the product over again, I've forgotten half the stuff that I've put in. So, for instance, I was responsible for picking these various categories, and yet I can't remember half of them now because I'm just, doing a million different things, like business cards and Facebook covers and social buckets. You see I'm going through the list, banners and badges and cartoons. The flyers I mentioned before is very important because you may want to have a flyer like this, and I just clicked on that, and then make it print ready, just bring it to the printers. So flyers, I think, are pretty critical for those of you that want to use this for something like that, for an offline business. And there's just a lot of choices when it comes to flyers, as you can see right here. So I'm glad I'm able to bring you on the inside and take a look at it sort of almost through newbie's eyes.
Yeah.
We can, explore it together like that.
So cool. Okay, so on the front end, Todd, you get the software, you get all these different templates. Anything else that I need to know about the front end before we move on into the OTOs?
Yeah, the front end is very low cost. It's the software itself that you're looking at right here. It doesn't include that Pixabay, as I mentioned before. That's on the inside in the first one-time offer, as is the developer rights. So if you wanted to do this for an offline business, the developer rights are also in that first one-time offer. The other thing we have in the one-time offer, the first one-time offer, is the additional templates that we are going to be releasing as well. So we have all three of that packed into the first one-time offer. And that's pretty exciting that we've got that all in there.
So that's for anyone out there who wants to take this. If you just want to do it for yourself and you have no interest in doing it for others, then you don't necessarily need the first OTO. However, I think it does come with extra. There's a membership there where they're going to be giving you extra templates on a monthly basis for that. So there is an incentive to pick that up there, but of course it's completely optional. OTO 2 is agency rights?
Yeah, and agency rights means that you could resell the software yourself, and that's pretty exciting too, because if you think about it, this isn't something that just interests internet marketers by any means. This has interest among a wide community. I mean, think about all the people that are getting into doing this kind of thing as they enter the internet in general for themselves or for others. So the agency rights would be something if you would like to resell this yourself. And the third thing we have on there, we have a little one-time offer on the back, which is very interesting, the Convert Picks. It's a product that we came out with earlier that allows you to put buttons over your images, such as buy buttons and things like that, and that is Convert Picks, so that when someone actually hovers over the image, you will see a buy button pop up and other things. So that's very interesting. That's the last OTO.
Very cool. Todd, thank you so much for coming on the show today and walking us through this. Is there anything else, anything we missed, anything you wanted to mention before we wrap it up?
Well, I'm just excited that there's something that's easy to use, low cost, and does vectors. I mean, it's all in one. And when it comes to the price, and I'm going to dwell on this just a little bit, Mike, because I'm a very, very important person in the marketplace in terms of keeping the prices reasonable, because I hit marketers over the heads all the time, and I remind them to keep things under that $27 price, if at all possible, even if it's a very extensive piece of software like this. All right, so here you have Adobe Illustrator that costs several $100s, and this is obviously not as technical, not as massive, but still really useful software that will get you very far in your graphics and your graphic editing. And yet the price is going to be released, somewhere in the low to mid 20s on the front end of the product. And that's because of me and my team, and of course other marketers like yourself, Mike, that don't want people to have to pay an arm and a leg just because the software is really good. We like you to be able to get in and get involved and try it for a very low cost. And I just want to stress that this is one of those products that has my name on it, and it has my psychology in it, in that I want the most people to be able to buy it, not just a few at a high price, but a lot at a low price. So you're getting a lot here for the money. It's real bang for your buck.
Todd, again, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and best of luck with your launch.
Thank you so much, Mike. Should I take it off screen share so I could wave a proper goodbye?
You can. It'd be nice to see you again. If you can figure out. Yeah, here we go, guys.
I can figure out how to do it.
If Todd can come back to us. He's not the most technical guy. Todd, go ahead and click on the little Skype button in the bottom there, the little S. Yep, click on that. And let's see here. Well, where is it? Todd, you're lost. I think you're lost on your desktop.
Okay. That's too bad. Oh,
Well,
here we
at
go.
least you can use at least you can use the software. That's always a plus. You might not be able to use Skype, but oh, there we go. You're back. Wave goodbye, Todd.
Goodbye. I just had to make it personal.
Thank you, Todd.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
I hope you enjoyed the interview today with Todd. If you are interested in picking up Designo Pro at its lowest price, you're going to want to come back tomorrow on Wednesday, May 10th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You're going to be able to grab it at its early bird discounted price along with my special bonuses. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.